Alright, what's up YouTube? So today we're going to talk about some key exercises to build up a big deadlift. Okay, so the first exercise I'm going to tell you about is block pulls or rack pulls. Both are basically the same thing, and I will show you a clip of the rack pull. I use it as an overload tool, so an overload tool meaning that I'm going to be lifting more weight than I'm used to, and eventually, let's say my 1 rep max is 450 pounds, maybe I'll try a rack pull at 500 pounds for a couple reps, and that way I'm overloading and getting my body conditioned to a heavier load. So I find that doing this exercise really builds up your confidence, and confidence is key when going into a 1 rep max or a PR, whatever you want to call it. When you're confident that you've lifted that weight before, you will be able to go in and destroy your PR. And lastly, on the rack pull or block pull, it will also build your muscles so they can withstand that load and actually lift that load, which is obvious, but you really want to incorporate something that has overload into it so your body gets used to a heavier load. Okay, so the next exercise is a straight leg deadlift from a Defecit. I find these are super key because they really build up your hamstrings and your lower back. Also, straight leg deadlifts from a Defecit give you a way longer range of motion, so that way your muscles will contract a lot better and you will get more gains, and we all want more gains. Straight leg deadlifts have just been a key of mine for a long time now. I've only been training for about 3 years, been doing more powerlifting kind of stuff for about 2 years. Been going pretty ham at it, but anyways, on to the next thing, pedale rows. So pedale rows are basically like a normal row, just it's a little bit different of a range of motion, and I'll show you a clip of it, of course. They really build up your lats, and they give you a good kind of pulling motion that is a lot different than a normal row, I find. So it really kind of builds up different stabilizers in your back and gives you an all around, good lat development. I also want to put in that you want to make sure you do them very controlled and a lot lighter of weight. You'll find that you get way better mind muscle connection, which will really help with growth. Okay, lastly we have an Arnold T Bar Row, which, let me tell you about those. It's a really great exercise because you're also at a very different angle than you're used to, and you can pull a lot heavier of a load. I know Arnold used these back in the day to build that thick back, and it also builds your biceps a bit. Instead of doing just a normal curl, hits it at a different angle. Rows just in general are flat out obviously the best exercises for lat development. Alright, lastly I'm going to show you guys some progression I made in the past few months. These aren't crazy rapid progressive clips, but it's quite a bit different, a little bit different of weight. So the first clip is going to be me doing 415, and I had a top set, so I just warmed up into a top set of 3 reps, and I believe I only get 2 reps, and then I can't even pull the 3rd rep. And then the next clip I have me doing 430 pounds for 5 reps, and this was also a top set of 5, or not also, but it was a top set of 5. It was extremely hard, but I powered through it, and to make that kind of progress in a few months as a natural lifter made me pretty happy. I always kind of find that going to the gym and trying to make progress continuously after so many years, you tend to plateau a lot more, or it feels like that. But making any kind of progress in a year after a couple years of lifting, even if you're only adding 10 to 30 pounds in a whole year, that's just the thing you're gonna have to face as a natural lifter. But also, I'd like to add, make sure to set some goals for yourself, guys. You know, keep on grinding. Goals are what, you know, push you to keep going. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I will be back next Monday for another video.
I swear to God that I would die for this shit. I'ma ride or die for the click.